You're looking live at the patio. It's happy hour time. We've had some snafus, some meltdowns, some whatever you want to call it, and they're all behind us now. So now we can commence the program. We're already a little late today to start with, but I've had several different little odds and ends. But when you're one of the risk of when you do this whole thing, when you when you oops, hold on just a second. Let me show. There we go. There we go. We're all one big happy family there. I have the mic turned off there, but glad you're along. Crazy. One of the things you do when you do change location. This is the third location today, or second today, that I broadcast from. So sometimes when you move around in this internet world, things do go haywire. It did go haywire today. So do apologize a little late, but you've not missed anything. We are on. You do hear, we started a few minutes ago. You lost the audio. It broke out, but we should be fine now and all ready to go. So with that, I will bring the happy hour sign down. There we go. The open sign is there. There's a shot of the patio. It's patio vision right there. Patio vision. And I've got the adult beverage, the Bellican. Well, it's not the Bellican. It's the official Bellican mug from Belize with Coors Light in it. You see a shot of the patio, which right down there, but just about an hour from now, right behind those pillows, I'll fire up the grill. We'll get the steaks going tonight. Maybe next Wednesday we'll do a steak night. We'll do it live steak night. How about that? Okay, maybe that's what we'll do. Questions, comments, of course, fire them away. Love to hear from you. I'll also put the link up in just a moment so you can go and join me live right here. I'm going to also pull up the everybody apparently is out there hearing these, which is good. So we're all glad you're along. The open sign can be brought down. There we go. And there you go. There's a shot of both me and the kind of turn this around here in the patio. Been a busy day. You know, this whole isolation thing still can be busy, and because of technology. I don't know what we would have done 10 years ago, 15, 20, 30. I couldn't imagine having a high schooler and going through all this now. So I'll pull the camera down so you can walk out there, by the way. So the WD-40, can you walk out there now? So I'm going to pull the camera back to Moa here. Actually, it's just hide that one. There we go. Once in a while, I'll give you a shot of patio vision, but we are on the patio. We're outside today. It was a little better this morning and most of the day. It was a pretty nice day. We're supposed to get rain storms here in Dallas-Fort Worth tomorrow, but a little overcast now, a little cool, 60s-ish, something like that. But it was a little more beautiful day earlier than it is right now. So again, but glad you're along. Again, sorry for the delays and snafus and all that good stuff. But it's part of. By the way, here there's a shot of WD-40's beverage right there. Don't touch it because it's in the screen. She's gonna move it, but it's on the left of the screen there. Actually, can I just do this? There you go. A little better shot of WD-40's her beverage. Well, you don't have to do that. But,
well, Christy gave me the drink.
Well, that's not the point. We're not. I was just trying to get a shot of the drink there. Okay. All right. She's my stage director. And anyway, now it's off the screen, so you can have it now. You're fine. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. Weather-wise, there's Mom. Good to see her out there. Weather-wise, it is, what is it there, Mom? 41. Yeah, it's like the 60s here. It was very nice today. And about 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, the sun was still out. My last thing I did about an hour ago, it was still pretty nice. And the sun is on, but now a little overcast, but much better than it was on Monday when it was pouring down rain and we had to go for the kitchen. So I'm glad you're along. I've got several things, as mentioned, the adult beverage. My day, again, how crazy is this business of being self-isolated? Well, the wife was downstairs doing classes and doing one-on-ones with her students and working her schoolwork at SMU. I had a 7 a.m. church Bible study deal. Then I had that went to 8:30. Then I had a little time to work on my show at noon. Facebook Live show for the Kansas City T-Bones. That went from noon to about 1:05. We had to really squeeze it in there. But Connor Ryan was great, by the way, my mate in Sioux City. And then went from there to right into a show with the Cleveland Railroaders broadcasters, Brad Allred and Denny Gehring, both those two gentlemen, along with Carter Waddell, who was with the Sioux Falls Canaries. We all got together, talked a little baseball for an hour. That was till about 2-something. And then a little time off. Then at 4 Central Time, we had our Kansas City T-Bones virtual happy hour / staff meeting. We all did on Zoom. And then I just stayed right here, flipped the software, and started at 5, or about 5:20, but had some audio problems and finally got it all worked out. And now we're rocking and rolling. So that's been my day. I don't know what your day's been like, but what I want to do is bring us all together as mates and just chat a bit and catch up what we're doing, how we're passing the time. I realized this last week when I was on a sportscasters deal. About 100 sports folks were all in this one big Zoom, and I felt great coming out of it. Then yesterday I did one, and of course Monday with you guys, and every time I come out of any kind of social media interaction, we're so desperate for human contact, even connection, that you come out feeling pretty good, and you feel fired up about whatever you're doing. So been fired up. So how about that? Okay, let me put this on the screen. If you do want to join, actually the link is right there. There we go. I'll have to pull this down here, produce on the fly to bring that down. But several things. First off, this is kind of cool. This, if you can see it here on the screen, there you go. That is a set of masks, I believe, that were brought to my wife. One of her students' parents brought this to her. And what else is in it? Also some Kleenex as well. How about that? Nice little care package. But we got that. One of our students' parents bought us some Kleenex, and there we go. And brought us that with a neat little package. One of our St. Mark students brought that. What do married couples do this day and age, when you're discussing things at night? What is your conversation? Well, our conversation, and I don't think I've ever had this conversation with my wife except for, hey, we need this. She said, hey, we need toilet paper. But last night we literally had a conversation based upon toilet paper. How long a supply can last? How are we going to go about getting some more? I mean, it's crazy. Think about that. That was our conversation. We went to bed last night about, okay, now how many rolls we have in that bathroom? How many rolls do we have in Caroline's bathroom? How many rolls do I have? I sat there for a second going, my goodness. Oh, wait, we got some more today. We got this today. This came in the package. Actually, this came from our friends as well who work at a local grocery store, Trader Joe's. And there we go. That actually came today. We actually were. And my wife put a Facebook post on because she was.
You can find it on Amazon.
Couldn't find it on Amazon. We were in Tom Thumb, which is a local chain here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and Texas. We got Safeway of the West Coast, whatever. We were in there. Couldn't find anything the other day. It's a big mega store. And from what I've read, it's not that we don't have toilet paper and paper towels. We have them. Our country's not run out of them. It's one of the few domestic products we still make in the States. I mean, as far as domestic, we phrase that. Well, a few products still made domestically. Everything else is farmed out, it seems like these days. But we actually still make those kind of things. Paper products are still made in the USA. It's one of those things that we still don't rely on any imports. It's all coming from us locally. I mean, I love raspberries, and dang near every raspberry is imported. Not all of them, but there's a lot of them. But it's one of those deals where we have a lot of U.S. products, and that's one of them. It's not so much that it's not the fact that the stores don't have it. They don't, but it's the fact that they can't get it to them. Our distribution center, because the demand is so high. Everybody's needing, well, I shouldn't say everybody's needing, and everybody's scared. Everybody went to a panic thinking they better get toilet paper because it'll be locked in for months. So the panic demand, now it's going to go down a bit because people who already got stock are kind of kicking back, going, well, I've already got that covered. So maybe there'll be a rush on something else. Eggs, perhaps, I don't know. But the whole thing about it's not the fact that they're out of paper towels and toilet paper. It's the fact that they can't get it to the stores in time. They can't deliver. So that's where we're going. Jeff, good to see you. Hope all's good today too, my friend. I loved your April Fool's joke too, Jeff. That was awesome. I loved it. It was awesome. Matter of fact, I was at a conference call earlier with the T-Bones, and our president came on, and the question was asked around the room. It was one of those get to know you kind of deals. What's your favorite beverage? It was a happy hour. And tell us something about you that we don't know. And everybody's going around telling I was this in high school or this or whatever. And our president said in a real straight face, I don't know if you guys know this, but I served 2 years in federal prison for assaulting and beating up a police officer. And he was real serious. And I don't really know him that well. I know him, but I don't know him like close mates. I mean, I know him over the years, but everybody really was wasn't sure what. It was this real strange, odd silence the entire Zoom call had. We were all like, do we smile? Do we laugh? Do you nod your head and go, oh yeah, I feel you, I serve, whatever. Anyway, and then Matt Perry goes, I'm just kidding, I'm joking. So it's April Fool's, and I saw Jeff made a great joke earlier with I believe his kiddo as well. I think he woke up and told him he had to go to school and get dressed, and got all dressed and realized, oh wait, you're not going, and kind of a jokes on him kind of deal. So it was one of those kind of deals. So kind of a funny bit though. And Jeff, did I get it right? I think that's what happened, right? Did I kind of catch it right? Yeah, it was classic. It was awesome. I mean, can you imagine waking up a junior hire today and going, oh, school's back on. Got his school garb on, his backpack, ready to go. And all of a sudden, oh, we're just kidding, April Fools. I know Caroline, if she was here, she'd lose her mind. We woke her up like that, said, you got to go to campus, and got her up. First off, getting her up early, she'd lose her mind as a college sophomore, but that's a pretty good bit. I love that bit. So anyway, we got the green room there. Yeah, it took him to school too. Jeff said, I saw the pictures. He had this look at his face of like bewilderment, like I'm not, because it's one of those first day of school kind of pictures he took too. So here he is sitting there going, well, I'm back in school again. The kid didn't look real happy, and then I'm thinking, it's April Fool's. Good stuff though, Jeff. Really good stuff. Tim, good to see you, mate. We were talking about you earlier today on our American Association call. Jeff Miller, good to see you, Mom, as well. Everybody out there. Other odds and ends. Again, mentioned long day today. It's been good, a good long day, and just having a chance to chat with you guys. Let's go to WD-40 and see what she's doing over there. She looks here, and I'm gonna put you have to put your mic. You're gonna echo.
I will.
There's an echo. There you go. Pop your phone. There you go. Pop your volume down on your phone, sweetie.
It's down.
There you go. Much better. Although I can still hear you a little bit because I can hear me. So I guess I should pop me down.
Do you want me to go inside?
Then I miss the fun. Being on the patio with a drink.
Yeah, well, okay. We'll just she's actually on what we call live cam or Vaughn House live cam on the T-Bone broadcast. So
doing my paper.
Yeah,
I thought that a good April Fool's joke for you would have been to wake you up really early, saying,
You gotta go downstairs and vacuum.
How would that be funny?
because you wouldn't get up for that either.
No, I wouldn't have gotten up for that. But I love that. I love the bit about waking up the junior hire and saying school's back on, getting them all dressed up, and getting them off to school, then going, oh, by the way, we're just kidding. I think
We really should have tried to figure something out to do to Caroline.
Like if she comes home later tonight, which she should,
we need to
get her.
It'd be really funny.
Like lock her door or something.
Oh, yeah. You want her to really love us? Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm going to pull WD-40 back here. And just we'll get a little bit of an echo there, but good stuff there, my love, as she's enjoying things. I got my Snyder's pretzels. So pardon me while I eat in the air. Something I never do. All right, here we go. My mom says, preparing to read the grandkids' bedtime in Denver. But I want to say Denver, but the ones I found so far 50 years old, and I don't think that. Oh, okay. My sister is in Denver, She's a nurse on the front lines, and go get them, sis. We're proud of you, love you, and hang with them. She's got 2 kiddos, I think, and again, I think she's got 2 kiddos, and one's like so old and one's so old, so they're like, I'm guessing like 5 and 3 or 6 and 4 or something like that. I don't know. Shoot, tell anybody. They're good kids though. Okay, really, they're fun kids. How should I say it? And put this way, we had them on the phone last Sunday, a week ago, and we had them on FaceTime. When that conversation was over, I needed a nap. I mean, it was exhausting. So anybody that has young kids know what I'm talking about. If you're all cooped up, but my mom is going to read them a story tonight because my sister is working there in Denver tonight, and so mom's going to call in and do a FaceTime with them and all that good stuff. So all good. Good to see Connie Hansen out there as well. Anyway, all right. Yeah, I think you like that, Jeff. I think she's got 2 kids. Well, the joke is, there's actually a joke about this because oftentimes they'll send a picture out, like my mom goes to Denver to see the grandmother, the doting grandma, and she'll post a picture of her and some kids, and always the whole family's in this family chat, and they're all, oh, they're so cute, oh, it's so sweet. I always put things like, whose kids are those, or who has kids? Question mark, things like that. Or dirty diapers? Question mark, things like that. So I always do things to kind of that, yeah, whose kids are those? All righty. What can we do? Oh, let's put these away. Let's see. Jeff's here in the Metroplex, mom in Indiana. Kevin was up in Minnesota earlier. Indiana, Texas. We had some Australians that woke, because right now in Perth, it is 7:38 in the morning on a Thursday. So we may get reaching down to my bag of tricks, we may get a visitor from Australia as well. Hey, good to see Michael. Good to see you, mate. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. My buddy Paul Morgan, you know what? I meant to ask him, and I'll try to get this for you guys and put it and play it for y'all maybe Monday. He did one of the funniest videos I've seen in this whole, because there's a lot of funny videos out now, isolation stuff. The big thing about sportscasters is the play-by-play of the family, like at dinner time. I saw one yesterday of this guy he's a Brit. He was feeding his dogs. He has a British accent. He's like, the 2 dogs were 2 labs. One was black, one was tan. He was doing a play-by-play of them eating. It was very funny, the British voice. But my mate Paul, who's my broadcast partner in Australia, and dear friend, he and his wife Tiana and the kiddos over there in Perth. Paul did this hilarious TikTok video. He's also got an Instagram, but it doesn't say anything. It's just the funniness of it, because here's this grown man dancing with his 2 kids, and I gotta get this from him and show it to you guys. But the kiddos are just doing what kiddos do. One's in his shorts bouncing around, the daughter's bouncing around. Here's dad leading the thing. It looks like kind of like a drunken what's the Irish step dancers? What was that called? What was that show they had a few years ago? Remember those Irish, the high step dancing they did? It was a big traveling show. He looks like that. What's that? Riverdance. He's like Riverdance with no rhythm, and he's around the room, and the kids are trying to dance with him. And the dog, the lab, is like looking at him going, what on earth are you doing? It's pretty funny. So we're all doing fun stuff. So if you're doing anything fun like that, you can always send it to me, and I would be more than happy to play it right here. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, Riverdance. That's it. Riverdance. Just see Kelly out there, Kimberly out there. So just so you guys know what I do, I broadcast sports, baseball mostly. So this kind of came from my idea of what I do with our ball club. Every Wednesday I do a show, and then shows during the season every day. Of course, I broadcast all the games. And I really began to realize how much I love doing our shows during this isolation. The baseball show is great, but there's only so much niche baseball you can talk about. We're not playing. We're getting closer, but just talking amongst the fans really got me thinking, hey, why not, everybody's doing the virtual happy hour anyway. Why not do a happy hour amongst my friends? So anybody that just stops by and says, hi, I'd love to have you on. I'd love to have you stop by. I love the night we had a couple of Yeah, Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance. Paul Morgan from Perth, Lord of the Dance. I got to get that video. It's hilarious. The Morganation is the name of the family there in Perth, and they are hilarious. But Paul is, we're all going a little crazy. So I had a great video too. I don't know if I can pull it up. I don't know if I can't pull it up. I should have done it. I played it this afternoon on our Kansas City T-Bone show. One of our players, Ramsey Romano, he's a great story, this guy. He made the ball club last year to spring training. He and his girlfriend drove, for his fiance now, drove across country from California to the Midwest and drove in an RV. And they didn't have a lot of money, so they redid an RV, and that way it saved them hotels when he was trying out for different teams. Well, he went ahead and stayed instead of paying for an apartment. He stayed in his RV. And one of the things he did today was show us around what he's doing, and he showed us his RV. So his video was great. I wish I could have played it, but that's the kind of thing that it's fun right now. People are trying to kind of, if you couldn't laugh, we'd all go insane kind of thing. So all good. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to dig in the topic jar here in a second. Yes, and Connie says, miss you and miss my mom too. Now, remember on Monday, you missed this on Monday, but Thomas Swinesberg was with me, and so was Kevin Luco up in the Twin Cities. We did the topic jar, which is right here, and I pulled out two items. One which was expiration date on food, and I believe Jeff had the best stuff with 1 day and the color changed. We went through all that. Because there's had a big dilemma. Do I eat the yogurt? Do I not eat the yogurt? It's 10 days past, not 10 days past. What's good? What's bad? Right? So we went through those scenarios, and we also went through. About a month ago, I watched this great documentary on the History Channel on George Washington. Right, and I began to think, when they were fighting the Revolutionary War, all those guys, including the Brits, were wearing wigs, man wigs. Of course, now the man bun's kind of been a thing recently. What about the man wig? Two man wig or to not man wig? Will we bring them back? Would you wear them? That was our debates on Monday. So let's dig into the topic jar here and see what I can find. Make sure I don't draw the same topics again. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I lost my chat here. Oh, actually, I actually got to put you guys online too. There we go. There you go. Some of these conversations here. All right, I got to shuffle them up again. I got to take those other two out. Here we go. All right, man wigs out, and how long past shelf date? Okay, here we go. All right, so let's pull out something fun here for you folks here. All righty. This is kind of generic, but I'm gonna give these two kind of generic. But we've talked about this subject quite a bit on the broadcast, on the T-Bones broadcast. We actually talked about it a bit on my Cleveland broadcast with those folks today. But let's go with the first one. I'm going to save this one for a moment. But this question is, this was one of those morning thoughts. You're sitting there at your desk and your ADD takes over and you're like, what am I going to talk about today? This topic, if you could time travel, what period would you travel to? So we got this new machine. I hooked it up in the backyard. You can go anywhere you want to go. Not any time you want to go, right? That's what I'm saying. Any time, not anywhere necessarily. Where do you want to go, folks? Where do you want to go? By the way, I'll put this back up again for you in case you do want to chime in and get you on. You go to that link on BeLive, and I'll bring you over you go to the virtual green room, and Kevin's there. I'll bring Kevin in just a second. If you could time travel, what period would you travel to? And I'm going to bring Kevin on because I think, Kevin, can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you loud and clear.
How are things up there in the Twin Cities? It looks a little cold. You got the hoodie on and the St. Paul Saints cap on. Is it cold?
What hoodie is this?
The Champions hoodie. Yeah. Did you see the Cleveland Railroaders show today?
Yes, I did. And that was my inspiration.
Did you? There you go. Pull the curtain back. Of course, Kevin covers the St. Paul Saints, good mate of mine up in the Twin Cities, and just south there. And big St. Paul, great place to go watch baseball. The Saints sell out every night. Just a great atmosphere. They won the American Association last year after getting beat by Kansas City the previous year, and Kevin, that tough 18 turned to be a great 19. But what they did was they came back to me today, and they brought me on the show, like this, and I was sitting there polishing my 18 championship ring, like on the screen, like this. So Denning and Brad, the two broadcasters in Cleveland, could see that, and I like what you've done there. I like that. It's a good looking. That's good looking there. It's good looking. You got to be proud of that. All right. My question was, and I don't know if you heard me, but if you could time travel, what period would you travel to? Do you have a preference of where you'd like to go time travel wise? You want to get a man wig and be with George Washington?
This sounds weird, but I've always been fascinated with the 1970s.
70s.
Yeah, there were so many.
Would you wear the? Would you be a? What fascinates you at the 70s?
Oh, I would say like
They weren't that great with it.
probably after Vietnam, but like the 75, 76, 77. So many things that I really have read up about and enjoyed, and mostly sports wise, happened in that time period where I feel like I just barely missed out on a lot of cool stuff.
I got you. Yeah, it kind of formative years for me as a kiddo. I mean, I was playing Little League ball toward the tail end of that decade and would start junior high in 79 and then the 80. Would meet my wife in 79 and 80. We didn't get married back then, though, of course. Jeff says 1600s pirate life for me. All right, pirate. I like that. That would be good. Nick, good to see you, mate. One of my former employees. My mom says 1950s when I was in high school and Elvis was king. We weren't allowed to watch him because of. Yes, now this is true. My mother. I'll put this on the screen so you guys can all read what she said, because my mom was from a pretty conservative family in I would say back in the old days in the 1950s in Seminole, Texas, and Baptist family. No dancing, folks. I mean, they go out behind the mesquite trees and dance. You couldn't even dance. One of those things they could do back then. Now Baptists can dance. Back in those days they couldn't. But she go back in the 50s. It was her formative years in high school. So there you go, Mom. Let's see here. Anybody else? My wife says, just want to get out of isolation, so I'm not picky. I like that. Connie says, I love these broadcasts. Makes the world seem a little more normal. Well, except for me, but yes, that's normal. I agree. It makes having a chance to talk to Kevin or anybody out there. For me, I would say, and I'm a big history guy, and I would say the greatest generation was that group in World War II. I love that time period, although lately I've been getting more into the World War I time period, but I would say 1935 to 1945-ish. That whole period really interests me. The sacrifices those folks made. But I love that time. I like the music even. There's actually a channel on XM satellite radio, plays 40s swing music. So once in a while, I'll play that old school stuff too. But that'd be mine, I think. But let's see. Chris Brown, good to see you, brother. Good to watch you early as well. But that'd be my take. But that's my time period. So good stuff, Kevin. Anybody else out there, chime in the chat. Tell me what you would do. What time period would you travel to? Where would you go? We've got a pirate. We've got 1935 to 1945. They got the 1970s with Kevin in his platform shoes and dancing like Travolta. I would think my runner-up might be
Bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms, of course. Yeah, well, I mean, what was there a minor league team in St. Paul back then? And was that the Millers were before the Twins, correct? Am I right on my timeline there? Is that correct as far as baseball is concerned? Am I right about that?
Yeah, the Millers and the Saints were before the Twins, and then once the Twins joined, the Millers and Saints were no longer. So there was no minor league baseball from 52.
Yeah, it's almost like Dallas-Fort Worth, because that's what happened in DFW, because the Rangers came in, but there was the Turnpike Stadium where the DFW Colts played at the time. They had several different names, but there was a team in Dallas and Fort Worth. They merged the AAA team to a AAA team. Then once the big league club came, minor league baseball wasn't in the Metroplex until Frisco came along in like 1999. So yeah, interesting. I love the history of that whole deal. Jeff says 1920s murderers row prohibition. That would be awesome to see everyone. I mean, yeah, post World War I is cool. Jeff, have you watched Peaky Blinders, by the way? That show. That's post World War One British gangster stuff, but very interesting time period, both here and in the States and in Europe as well. That'd be cool. Says Connie and I struggle because we're too socially active. Mom, should I put them on the screen? I'll give you your kudos, Mom. If I can a bad glare there from the sun, but yeah, Braden, good to see you as well, brother. Good to see you out there. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. If you want to chime in, what time travel or what if you could time travel, what period would you time travel? And of course, every day, every show, we've talked about this. Anybody watching anything exciting out there? I was talking about The Good Place, which is a sitcom, and a show called Kim's Convenience. I noticed that Patrick Mahomes, he was getting into back into season 3 of Ozark, and his debate was, which actually was a good question. His girlfriend had not watched the first 2 seasons. Should he rewatch them or not? That was his big dilemma. We're kind of going through that here at the house. I'm in now season 3 of Breaking Bad, a show I never saw an ounce of before, but I've got to that. That's what I'm watching. What are you guys watching out there? Let's see here. Anybody else watching anything exciting? I know, Kevin, what were you telling me the other day to check out? You were telling me, Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? You were doing that?
Yes, I'm still working on season 3, so no spoilers, please.
No spoiler. Did you see Larry David's PSA for the governor of California for staying in? He's like, it's pretty funny. It's like, what are you idiots doing out there and driving around and walking around? Stay home. It was very Larry David. Like it was very Larry David. It was like watching a short snippet of Curb. It was pretty good. But anything else going exciting? Did you guys have any good news up there today? Anything exciting to talk about up in your neck of the woods?
In my line of work, this is what the last 2 or 3 days have been like. Somebody on Facebook posted a story that Minnesota are going to be closing all the liquor stores on the 1st. So I've been getting deluged with phone calls from people saying, well, are you guys closing? Are you guys closing? And I'm like, well, where are they getting the story from? Look on Google, there's nothing there.
Right.
I look on Facebook, and there's been people posting this story. Saying that all liquor stores in Minnesota are closing April 1st. Then when you click on the story, it says you got pranked. But people aren't bothering.
Oh, okay.
They're not bothering to click on the story. They're just calling me wondering if they're going to be able to get any beer.
Usually I'm a big April Fool's guy, but this year I just didn't really, because I don't know, maybe I should have tried a little harder, but I wasn't sure what would be appropriate this time because there's so much misinformation out there right now anyway, and so many different opinions, and everybody's got one. But I don't know if you heard this earlier, but my friend Jeff Stanley did. He woke his kiddo up, junior high kiddo up, and told him, hey, you're going to school today. School's back on. Got him dressed, got his backpack ready, took him off to school, and then played the April Fools. Oh, by the way, I'm kidding. So that to me would be a classic April Fools, but calling about, I don't know. I guess my whole frame of reference for April Fools is weird this year because I'm not really sure what would constitute, because just about every misinformation out there, if I said, no more beer, no more alcohol, April Fools, but I'm telling you, there's some folks that are out there working their tails off that probably want a little bit of alcohol when they get home. So, I mean, I don't know how funny that would be, but I mean, just saying. But I love what he did. Todd Williams, going to see your brother. Glad you're out there. Yeah, Jeff said, Nerd Alert. I've been watching Doom Patrol and DC Universe. We read a lot of comics. My break reads from history and sport. Yes, I need to probably, and everybody's into the DC stuff. Really, they love it. And I'm kind of with you on I may be missing out, Jeff. I think I might be, because it seems like everybody gets into that stuff. They love it. It's kind of like the folks that watched Game of Thrones. I never watched any of it, but the folks that were into it really were into it. Or my wife loved the old Sopranos, was always into that. I think I may be missing out. What'd you say, Mom? April Fool? Oh, Mom, I can't keep up with your. Just take any air. Okay. Mom, I love you, Mom. I'm glad you're along. Why don't you join us live sometime, Mom? You should do that. Good to see Todd out there, though. Todd is a good mate as well. But yeah, good stuff there, Jeff. I need to. Let's pull this over here. I need to find something else, watch-wise. I guess Ozark's going to be. I've already watched the first 2 seasons, but once I get to the break, I think this Breaking Bad thing's going to go on a while. But I got plenty of time because I got Breaking Bad, the Better Call Saul, and there's an El Camino. That's the movie they had as well. So I got plenty to watch on that. My wife and I got to find something else to watch together as well, but we'll work on that. Anyway, let's see here. One more topic here. Don't forget to let me know what you guys are streaming here. Almost pulled that out again. Okay, here's one for you. All right. Of these 3 items from, we were talking about the 70s earlier, of these 3 items, which one would you want to bring back? Okay, the 8-track, cassette tapes, or rabbit ears. Which one should we bring back? We're going to bring one. We have to bring one back. We've got to bring one of those items back. The 8-track, cassette tapes, or rabbit ears. Anybody have any opinion? Do you have any opinion on that, Kevin? Do you want rabbit ears on your TV? Do you want to have an 8-track player? Do you remember those? Do you remember that?
I did not do 8-tracks, but I still have cassette tapes laying around. So I say bring back the cassette tapes, and I'm set.
I was talking about how I used to do my old school demos were on cassette tape. The other thing with the cassette tape was it also doubled as, if you ran out of, which we are now, you ran out of toilet paper for wrapping a house, you always wrap a house in cassette tape. I mean, it was always pretty good too. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Although 8-track, my old man had an 8-track player in his car. Yes, they had him. All GM, I think all GM cars had them back in the day. But listen to that Glenn Campbell 8-track. It would click to the next track. It was bizarre technology. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Not the greatest question, but I'm thinking cassette tape's probably a safe bet with me. I can probably get by with that.
And you can easily rewind it with a pencil.
Yeah, no, that's the fun part. I mean, and I actually learned to edit audio, the old school audio system. You'd actually take the tape out on a reel-to-reel, and you chop it with a razor blade and put this tape on the back end of it to bleed it together, put the whole track together. Joy McGowan, good to see you as well. Mom says rabbit ears could be a new decorative. Yeah, new decorative trend. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like the hotel in Lincoln, Nebraska, the what's it called? Oh gosh, the Graduate Hotel chain. They have a one in Lincoln, and what they have is this old school televisions, and they've got the screen pulled out of them, and it makes a coffee table nightstand. And so you got this old school TV with the big dials that you had back in the 60s, 70s, those old turn dials. They've got the little legs, the kind of angled legs, those retro legs, but the screen's gone, and there's little rabbit ears behind them too against the wall. And you walk in going, why I got rabbit ears in a TV? It's because it's your nightstand. They have a real TV mounted against the wall there. So anyway, yeah, that'd be a good one there. Yeah, cassette. Todd says cassette. There you go, Todd. I like that. Let's see here. What else we got here? Pull you down there. Kevin's being blocked there. My face is being blocked.
When your TV would go out on you, you'd put the new one on top of the old one.
Oh, that was always the big player. That's always the big thing to do. Absolutely. I mean, you got to do that. That was the way to do it. You had to. There was always, and I remember because I remember vividly when I'm trying to think, we got a new TV and we did use the old TV as kind of like our TV stand. It saved you money too. Now you don't. Now you got to mount them against the wall, and all that stuff. Let's see here. Connie says rabbit ears. Rabbit ears would save us a ton of money. The graduate in State College. Yes. Kevin, I think I told you this story. And if you guys haven't heard this, this is a good one. This is a good happy hour story, okay? It's a great one. Now, we've all called Uber, right? We've all done Uber or Lyft or whatever. So last summer, my wife and I were in Lincoln. The T-Bones were playing the Lincoln Salt Dogs. And I stayed after the game, did my post-game story, my Facebook Live, and we were going to go grab a bite after the game. And we were only staying, as far as the hotel to the ballpark, it's maybe a mile at the most. You could usually walk it, but after 10:30, want to make up some time, you almost always Uber. Some of the players will walk, but we usually walk from the hotel over and then Uber it back, vice versa. Anyway, we get the Uber, call this Uber up, get in the car, and she says, "Oh, go in the Graduate." Well, yes, go in the Graduate. And she's driving us out of the ballpark and kind of the back way around. And she's like, gets to a stoplight. She's kind of tapping the Uber app, the phone. And she's like, "Dang it, this thing is, what's going on with this thing?" And she's kind of having trouble. This thing's acting up. It was a Saturday night too, and she's maybe she's a lot of traffic on the system or whatever. And she's tapping it, and she goes, "Yeah, something's not right here. It's telling me it's going to be $1,634, the fare." And we're like going, my wife, I look at each other like, well, that's not good for business. We're only going about a mile. And it should be about $10 at the most. Turns out, somehow, my lovely wife put in the Graduate Hotel. It's Graduate in Lincoln. The Graduate is a hotel in State College, Pennsylvania, where she went to school, Penn State. And this Uber had picked up a fare to drive us from Lincoln, Nebraska, one side of the Big Ten, to Penn State, the other side of the Big Ten, for $1,600. We'd arrived 14 hours later. And she had accepted the ride, but didn't realize it until she looked down and went, "Wait, that's a great fare, but I don't got 14 hours. I don't have more than an hour to go anyway. I can't drive to Omaha." So we almost wound up paying $1,641 to go to State College from Lincoln in an Uber. Instead, we went the proper way, and she had to reset it. But she was a block from the hotel and would have got there and charged us, and we would have known, we'd thought nothing of it. But luckily, she caught her mistake, and we didn't wind up having to pay $1,600, but we almost did. So, pretty good story, Jim. Sounds better if you tell it, though, dear. I think. But anyway, good to see Kaylin out there. Hope you're doing well. Let's see what else we got here. Joy McGowan, good to see you. But happy late birthday, too. Joy, hope you're doing well. Yes. All right. Anybody else have a show on TV we should be watching? Anybody else? Anybody?
Getting back to Rabbit Ears, got a story to tell you there. Through the magic of Rabbit Ears is how I discovered wrestling in Texas, because we had a UHF in Minneapolis that every Saturday night at 5 o'clock, World Class Championship Wrestling was on. And I started watching around 1985, and that's where the Von Erich bug kind of hit me was.
Yep.
Through the magic of UHF, if those Rabbit Ears lined up just right, I could get in Bill Mercer and World Class Championship Wrestling every Saturday night.
Did you know that his granddaughter worked for St. Paul a couple years ago? Did you know that?
Yes, Emma Tiedemann.
Yes. Yeah, he's a legendary. I had a babysitter too down here that would, when my mom and dad would go out on the weekends, one of the things we'd really watch was it was on Channel 11 down here at the time, which now is CBS, but at the time was an independent station, and you always watched the Von Erichs, and there was a guy. I always remember this for whatever reason. I don't know why, but this referee was named Danny Platches. I always remember, and the referee, Danny Platches. So I thought it was kind of a crazy name, Danny. Great name, Platches. I didn't know what the heck that meant, but that was his name. But it's funny today because Brad Allred said I should have been like a Vince McMahon type. I don't know if that's up my alley or not, but yeah, Sportatorium in Dallas. No longer there, folks. It's now Taco. It's a big rest stop, truck stop, taco stand. Great tacos down there at that place down there on the Trinity River, but that's where it used to be. So good stuff. Yeah, wrestling. 85 was a great year for, yeah, that was our high school graduation year, GM. You're right. Gosh, it's a long time ago. Dang, we're old. Throw a pretzel here. The link's up. Anybody else wants to jump on and get in the virtual room, I'd love to have you. Well, that may be another, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I can do it, anybody can.
10 minutes or so. I got to fire the grill up here shortly because I went on a little late tonight. So got one more beer to go and I'll fire the grill up. Let's see what else we got.
Speaking of beer, Dan, next time you're up here, discover this beer, Castle Danger Cream Ale. It's really good. I'm not saying it's Spotted Cow, but, and I'm really fussy with beer, but this is the real deal. So let's get
remember what it was?
19 stuff over so you can head on up and have some.
When we eat at the restaurant, what's the Italian place there in St. Paul? What is that place called? The one we went and ate dinner at. The restaurant we had dinner at. What?
The Gideos.
Yes. And that had that, whatever that dish was I had was phenomenal. But they had a beer there that I haven't been able to find down here. It's that berry beer ale of some sort. You know the one I'm talking about? Do you remember that? Had that berry flavored sort of beer. It was a local brew. I can't find anything like it down. Well, I found some, but nothing like that. That was good. Do you remember that night? It may have been. It might have been. It was at that restaurant, and I've never seen it anywhere else down here. It was phenomenal beer. I did have one in New Zealand, or was it? Yeah, it was in Melbourne, in Australia, back in January. But this was great. That restaurant, that Italian place in St. Paul. Anyway, we're just see the happy hour is what you do. Just talk about stuff like this. What we do here. I have my Coors out of my Bellican. There's my cousin Madeline. Good to see her as well. Dan Hart, good to see you. Go T-Bones. But I'll have to try that beer. That was the. Oops, sorry about that. Look at this thing move around here. But that's the fun about one of the summers is going to hang out with you guys up in St. Paul. Actually, Kansas City, we talked about St. Paul Saints a lot today because there's a lot of respect about the entertainers. The entertainers are really cool up there, and we'd love to be just like that. Good to see you, Lou, everybody else out there today. Again, what are you guys watching right now? I mean, I mentioned earlier that Kevin's watching the Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm back. I'm in the Breaking Bad. What do we got to watch out there? Everybody's got their own favorite, I'm sure, right? Somebody out there has got something that we should be watching. I don't know what it would be, but if you want to jump in the green room as well, I got a little more time, another 10 minutes or so.
My wife got me into 90 Day Fiancé.
She what now?
She's got me into watching 90 Day Fiancé on TLC on Sunday nights.
Yeah, Gay Marie was watching that as well, and there was some big deal yesterday where some former contestant got a jail or something or some such. I don't know, something along those lines. My wife says Black Mirror. No, thank you, dude. That'll scare me. You want me to go to sleep, right? She and Caroline love scary stuff. I just can't do it. I mean, just me. I mean, I'm the guy that's like doing this on the screen. I'm just kind of on my eyes like that. By the way, let's give a shot of the patio there in the middle. There we go. Patio shot right there. But I just can't do the scary stuff. She likes Black Mirror. ESPN is showing British college football games. Yeah, I saw that. I also saw where it was a couple of days ago. They were showing, I guess, over the weekend. CBS was showing some of the great Final Four games. They were showing Villanova and Georgetown. Talk about 85. They were showing the 1985 Villanova-Georgetown game where Villanova had gotten beat 3 times by them that year. And one of the old school stuff. You watching old St. Paul Saints videos, Kevin?
This is something I listened to on a different podcast. They talked about it. I kind of thought about it myself. I can't watch or get into games that I've already know the results of.
That's good to see Brother Ed as well. Brother, I'm with you on that. I have a hard time. This happened actually 2 years ago, watching the Super Bowl with the family. We were at my in-laws, and we had, and I'm sorry, it was Thanksgiving Day, Cowboys Thanksgiving Day game, which is a tradition. When we started dinner or lunch at 3 o'clock, the game's at 3:30. Well, the game already started, so we actually had the game recording. We started the game like at 3:50, so we were 20 minutes behind. But I'm also following the Cowboys on Twitter, so I already knew they were going to win the game because it was a close game. They wanted a field goal, tie game late. But I have a hard time watching games, and I'm with you on that. I do like going back to seeing old school games from like the 80s and 90s. I don't know. For example, I couldn't go back and watch, Texas Tech beating Gonzaga last year to go to the Final Four was a big deal for my school. But I don't think I'd go back and watch it right now, as I don't think I would stay still long enough. I sure as I couldn't watch the finals game against Virginia. But I'm kind of with you on that. Some folks can, some folks can't. I love the old school though, the ones with the 80s. What I can do though, Kevin, is watch them from 85 back, I guess is what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. But hey, what are you going to do? Saints, by the way, going to have a good club. It looks like we were talking about that today. They bring the whole gang back. It looks like.
Yeah, a lot of them are coming back. The one sport I'm still able to watch live is horse racing.
You do what now? Say it again. I'm sorry, I lost you there.
I've gone back into horse racing because there's some tracks that are still running live racing.
Yes. I've seen that in Australia. They've been doing that too.
So what I do is there's an app where I can get on there and make mythical wagers. So I just have a rooting interest in the horses, and what it's done is reaffirmed that I'm no good at gambling. So I got now $6 and said it's time to take a nap.
I love it. Yeah, there's that. What's that channel called? It's the racing channel. Is it the RC or something like that? There's a TRG. There's a channel that does carry the pari-mutuels or the horses harness, and sometimes the greyhounds as well. But that's the thing too that I love about Australia. If you're ever to Australia, you folks that you can actually go to a pub in Australia, no matter your corner pub, and you can actually wager on the ponies in the pub at the sports bar. And they have these little mini sports books, oftentimes just little automated machines. They're all over Australia, all over, not just in, I think the only one place you can, I believe is Queensland doesn't have them, but New South Wales, Victoria, Perth, and Western Australia, you can actually gamble on the ponies. And in some cases, which you can start to do now in the States, gamble on the football and the footy and the basketball and everything else. But it's amazing. You go to these sports bars, there's these guys all on the screens in the corner gambling on the races. I mean, it's it's like a sports book in a little mini sports book at your corner pub. It's kind of cool. They call it, there's a word for it over there. I can't remember the name of it. Like pokies or something like that. I forget. Australia's got a word for everything.
Oh, of course.
Of course, got a word for everything. Let's see here. What's a good question? This actually came up today. And Kevin, since you do cover sports, good question. Lou asking, what's your thoughts on having big crowds of sporting events or concerts once all this is over? I get the feeling, just talking to people in our league, the American Association, we're doing what Major League Baseball looks like they're going to do. They're going to probably start, at least in Major League Baseball, they're going to start with empty stadiums, it looks like. The Australian Football League, Aussie Rules, was doing that 2 weeks ago until they actually finally stopped. They went their first round over there playing for empty stadiums. It sounds like Major League Baseball is going to do it. It's going to be hard for the folks in the minor leagues because that is our bread and butter. We don't have big TV contracts in the minor leagues. We don't have we have radio and streaming broadcast, but the bulk of the income of the minor leagues comes from the gate, the food and beer sales, the promotions. Where the big leagues, you've got major TV contracts with the Fox and with TBS, and you've got, of course, the regional contract with the Dodgers alone. LA has a huge contract with Fox Sports West. Texas, the Rangers have a huge contract here. There is some money coming in, so that there's a precedent there for the Major League Baseball clubs to play for empty stadiums because there's revenue coming in. It's a killer for the business folks that run the minors because, again, even in AAA and AA, you don't make your money in the broadcast of those games. You make your money at the gate. St. Paul, for example, where Kevin is, there's 8,000 folks there a night. They don't. Yeah, they have people watching at home, but they make their money at the gate. Kevin, can you imagine not having folks at a St. Paul Saints game where you have 8,000 a night? That'd be bad for the bottom line, wouldn't it?
There was a game that got suspended with Joplin back in 2016, and they started the resumption of the game before they opened the gates. So I have seen
Yes, I remember that.
2 or 3 innings of a game with no fans in the stands. And it was eerie.
It'd be crazy. I would think it'd be crazy for them to do that. I did see what Lincoln Riley said, the coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, Red Raider grad as well. He said today or yesterday, he said something along the lines that when this is all over, they're going to need us, meaning sports. And right now, the sports folks, when I was telling this today to my show in Canton, T-Bone show today, and I told our fans, I said, they don't need us right now. We need the frontline folks, the doctors, the nurses, the caregivers, those people, the first responders. We need them. There's going to come a time that when America comes back to normalcy, they're going to need sports. And this happened in the war years. Anytime any tragedies happen after 9/11, baseball, football, all those things had a place. And fans are going to need college football. They're going to want to go to a game. I think the real fan will. I think at least in my case, it doesn't freak me out one bit going to a game with fans. I mean, I know that probably this thing spread in Italy because, and to a degree, a Champions League game in Milan where they had 60,000 fans, some of this thing spread up there because of that. I think there's always a danger of that, but yeah, it's not going to change my idea of going to a Cowboy game, a baseball game, or any game, because I think it's going to get my mind back to normal. I'm going to feel normal. Now, granted, I think what's going to be different for the whole thing is this. You may not sit shoulder to shoulder. You may not be in close, but I still think you're going to want to go experience the event. You're going to want to have your concert live. You're going to want to have your ball games live, and you may not sit shoulder to shoulder, but you're still going to want that experience. You still want to go be at that event. And I think some changes will be coming. What those are and how they can monetize that is going to be interesting to see. And can they monetize? And I saw the airlines, and I see Brad Allred, who knows a lot of the airline business too. Just checked in to see you, Brad. By the way, thanks for having me on the show today. But the airlines have already started taking away the middle seat. And people are paying to not have the middle seat.
That comes out of this is that for guys like us, maybe these ballparks and airlines will have to put in wider seats and.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I laugh about that, but that's true. I mean, I kind of chuckle about it, but I think you're right on, Kevin. I mean, there are going to be some changes. Every event that's happened in our country, whether it be Pearl Harbor, the Kennedy assassination, 9/11, any historical event that's happened over the lifetime of a lot of the folks that are watching and listening, it's changed everything afterwards. Everything's changed because of it. And in this case, there are going to be some changes. And we talked about this as a league. The American Association has already talked about this. The Kansas City T-Bones have talked about this. Even our little minor league team have talked about it. But there are going to be some changes. I mean, how we clean our ballpark, how we maintain our ballpark, how we serve our fans, how we service them will change to a big degree because of this. But I don't think it's going to change how we do business from that standpoint. And what I don't want it to do is change how we all experience our events. I don't want to not go to a concert and not have a good time. I want to, I love going to see Kenny Chesney at the stadium at Jerry World. I want to still be able to do that amongst the other thousands of crazies, whatever. Go whatever it is you enjoy. I want to go to Lubbock and see Texas Tech like I always have. There may be some changes, but remember that after 9/11 there were changes with the but now you go through security at every event. I mean, it's the lifestyle changes, at least the way we go about our lifestyle changes. But once we get the events, I think everything will be business as usual. I hope so. And for our business, Lou, for us in Kansas City, St. Paul and the minor leagues, we've got to have those folks in the stands. Now I can see us starting with. I don't think the minor leagues will start with fans that not there. The big leagues will, and the NBA may play their playoffs without any folks in the stands. They're also got TV money coming in, so it kind of depends where you sit, but it will change when we do business. So hopefully it will be over soon. I echo that too, Connie as well. Everybody else, Craig, good to see you up there and up there in Winnie, aren't you? I believe, and good to see him up there. But you fired the grill up. Hold on, let's pull her up in the. Almost time to shut it down because she's gone. My grilling duties at here, but Kevin, thanks, mate. Appreciate you joining us. Best way to go cook. Yeah, you guys be like Kevin and Jordan too. I've got the virtual green room open, so feel free to join in on our next show, which I believe will be Friday. I'm gonna do this Friday as well, but it won't be as late. It'll be at 5 o'clock. So how about that? Caitlin says she misses baseball. Oh, Lou asked about the Astros. That's funny you should say that. If anything, for the Astros, this has been. I mean, it's not good for anybody, but at least it's kept the baseball focus is not on them right now. There's no focus on baseball because believe me, when they get back to playing, that spotlight, that bullseye will be back on the Astros, and right now it's not. So for those guys, I feel good for them, but don't believe me. If they start baseball in July or next July, folks and fans and players will remember. So that'll be all good. But go GM, as Kaylin says. Hey, Kevin, I'll chat with you on the line, mate. Thanks, bud. Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
joining me. There he is. That's Kevin Luco. He's up at the. Yeah, appreciate it, bud. Again, you too can join Kevin and I or anybody. We chat here on this virtual happy hour, and hopefully you guys will have a great rest of your week. Again, this is a little bit of an idea that came about just really because of my covering the Kansas City T-Bones. I really enjoy talking to our fans. I'm like, you know what? Talk to you guys. You folks, my friends, on Facebook, and you hope you're watching it. If you're watching this in Australia a bit later on, good day. Missed you guys as well, but love to have you chime in. I open up the virtual green room. Kevin jumps in. You guys can jump in, and we do have next show. I'll have that link up for you as well, and you guys can pop in. Okay, so the grill's fired up. I need to jump over there and help the wife out. Thanks for sticking with me today. Thanks for being a part of the virtual happy hour. Thanks for being what you guys are, great mates, and wherever you are. Wish it was Belichick from Belize. I'm going to show this off again. There you go. The official beer Belize. My wife and I escaped the last moment before it all came down. But blessings to all of you guys. Remember the best part of this thing is us. Let's all keep helping each other out, praying for each other, supporting each other, and remember, that trying to be bigger than oneself in this time, but most importantly, putting our faith in the right place and in a higher place, and that's the man upstairs. And I firmly believe in that. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you guys on Friday, same time, same place. Well, actually 5 o'clock. Until then, you guys stay safe and God bless.